Hello everybody, peace and blessings to you. I hope that this video meets you well. I am Letitia. I'm a 42-year-old millennial home managing, homeschooling mom of 5 kids. I'm an immigrant living in the US. I was born in the Caribbean. I was born in an island called Barbados. And I am an INFJ empath, intuitive, light worker, energy reader, agnostic, progressive, pro-democracy, pro-love, pro-truth, new earth, messenger of truth, love, and light. I'm a poet, a creative, a creator of my own universe, and many, many, many more things. I hope that you are well. I'm recording on March 18th, 2025, and it was a good day. I'm feeling good vibes, good energy right now. I've decided that I'm going to spend some time being creative and invite you guys along with me as I do some diamond painting. So, I don't know if any of you guys have done diamond painting before. This would be like, this would be my 4th diamond painting. I discovered diamond painting like just before the election night in the US. So just before November, I actually started my first diamond painting, which was a lotus flower in the sunset, floating on the ocean in the sunset or something like that, where I started it just a week before election night, and I was working on it election night until I started to realize election night in the US that something wasn't feeling right, and I wasn't feeling good, and I was feeling anxious, and something just wasn't feeling right, and I was not relaxed, and eventually I had to stop. I couldn't do it anymore. I had to, I had to go to bed. It was a long story. So we all know what happened that night, and we know how our world changed after that, and my world changed after that, and my outlook on life changed after that. And I have been learning how to live again, learning how to let my light shine even brighter than before, because it got even darker than it was before, and learning how to not give in to the spirit of fear, to not give in and freely give away my joy and my peace. And I have learned so much in the last 3 months, even though it's been crazy and it's been chaos and it's been madness, and it hasn't made much sense, and you feel like you live in an alternate universe. I have found a way. I found a way, and I'm so grateful that I discovered this hobby, because this is one of the many, but one of my sources of calm and joy, and and creativity, where I can channel my creativity and make an outlet for me. And I'm just very grateful that I discovered this hobby. I think that whoever came up with this hobby, this was bloody brilliant. This was bloody brilliant, because it's one of the things that I always wanted to do, and I always wanted to be good at, but I'm not very good at. I'm okay at it, but I'm not that good. Is painting. I always wanted to be good at painting. I would see a painting in my head, but I wouldn't know how to turn it into an actual painting that looks good. I could paint good enough, but not as good as I would like to. So I appreciate that I am able to make beautiful things in an format in which I was always very good at, because when I did art in school, I was introduced to dot painting, and I only did one in my lifetime, but I knew that I enjoyed it very much. And every once in a while, sometimes when I create, I use like dotting to create something, create the image that I'm trying to create. I would use the form of dotting the piece instead of like trying to do different, formats. I might not use the words correctly, but you know what I'm trying. Hopefully, you know what I'm trying to say. So I really, really do enjoy doing diamond painting, and I love doing these diamond painting chats with you every once in a while. It gives me an opportunity to do two things that I enjoy doing at the same time. So what I'm working on now is this Christmas themed painting that I started it in February, but I decided to start this. I have a few to be done before I buy new ones. But I decided to start this one because we were still in winter, and I wanted to stick with the theme of winter so that when I move into a new piece, it would be exciting because I would be starting something, new, something to match the season. So I kind of wanted to stick with the winter theme, and I had this Christmas one. And even though Christmas had long passed, I still went ahead and did the Christmas one anyway. Okay, so one of the things about this particular painting is that usually when my experience so far has been that if I put a dot down, I would be able to kind of slide it around, slide it in position. If it kind of like, if it's out of position, or, if it's not like exactly where it needs to be. But for some reason, this one, the glue is so strong that once I put it down, I can't move it at all. So a lot of the diamonds are kind of like out of place. They're not where they should be. But, I was able to like, sometimes I can move it. If I stuff another one in between there, then I can move it. But other than that, then I could get it to stay where I want it to go, sort of. But other than that, once I put the diamond down somewhere, I can't get it to move. The glue is so strong. But I'm still enjoying it anyway. I'm getting ready to finish this so that I can start a new one. Hopefully I will finish it soon, but probably not anytime soon because it takes me a while, because I have so many things happening at once. I am working on my channel, my YouTube channel, trying to find my people and trying to, find ways to grow my channel, figure out how to improve and be better at what I do. But at the same time, I try to learn to deal with, the emotions that come when you are not where you want to be yet. So trying to learn to deal with impatience, learn to trust, learn to have faith, learn to believe in divine timing. I try to not be too hard on myself when I feel like I didn't do good enough. I try to not necessarily ignore, but I try to acknowledge that voice in my head that says, this isn't good enough, maybe you shouldn't post it. And then I say, you know what? I'm going to post it anyway. Even though it may not be the best quality that I would like it to be. Because I'm learning. I am learning and I'm improving, and I can only learn and grow more if I allow myself to put things that may not be the greatest quality out and see what happens. Just sow the seed and see what happens, see what grows, see what it becomes, see how it helps. Like I just recently posted a video that I did not 100% think that the quality of it was so great. I think that I had some good messages in it, but I think that I said a bit too much extra words. There was too much extra words in between, you know, in between my points. I repeated a little bit more than I would have liked to, and it wasn't the best, you know. And I was like, while I was editing and listening to myself, I was like, maybe I shouldn't post this. Maybe this isn't, you know, this isn't very good. You know, the message may be good, but the presentation could use some work. But I posted it anyway. And I allowed myself to be imperfect. And you know what I did? You know what I did today? Today, I cut out 3 shorts from it. And one of the shorts that I did, I had to like kind of slice it up and cut out all the extra words and the extra things that I said between the main point that I was trying to say. The main point I was trying to deliver, I told, like, you know, I went off track at least about 3 or 4 times. And I was like, even though what I was saying in between is just as good as the point was broken up in it split up into pieces because I had so many different little dialogue in between, you know, taking me off point. So it took me a while to get to the point of what I was trying to say. And you know what? I slice it up and I edit it. I edit out those parts and I turn that gem, as I call it, into a short. And possibly from the short, maybe I gain a new subscriber. Maybe from the short, maybe from something else. But today I gained a new subscriber. And I don't know what it is, what brought that subscriber. I remember there was another video I did that, again, I didn't think that I did very well. I didn't think that, you know, I didn't feel confident in it. But you know what? It was my best video that I did so far on this channel. That video that I did not have much confidence in, that video got me 9 subscribers in one day. And like you know, I started a day with 23 followers, subscribers, and ended it with 32 or something like that. You know, 32, 33 subscribers, something like that. And I think it's 32. I can't remember. And that video has over 400 and something views. And the video was entitled "The Revolution Will Be Televised." And I'm so proud of it. But I wasn't like that confident in it. I feel like it was, I don't know, it was just putting together something. But I didn't feel like I had that much confidence when I was like putting this out. I feel like by the time I made that recording, I was like drained and there wasn't a lot of energy, but I wanted to record something, so I recorded it. And that was my best video. That was the best video that I've done so far. And that, like I said, got me like a bunch of subscribers in one day. And I wasn't even sure about it. So when I'm just going to go ahead and post things that I create, even if I'm not sure about it. Because I you know, we are our worst critics. We are our worst critics. So how do I know when I'm criticizing myself, when I'm judging myself, when I'm thinking that this isn't good enough, and I'm comparing myself to other people, how do I know that I am actually onto something, that what I'm telling myself is the actual truth? And even if it is the actual truth, what does it matter? Because I mean, like, we got a short time on this planet to leave some form of impact. So, you know, to matter to other people if we're lucky, But if we don't even matter to other people, to matter to our freaking self, right? To enjoy our time here, to have some fun with it. And honestly, I'm having fun with my life. I am finally having fun. No, that's too big. I am finally having fun with my life. Weird enough, I am having fun with my life at a time where there's some evil energy, an evil force, I gotta call it, trying to steal my fun, steal my joy. Let me just show you this thing here. This, you would have seen this before if you watched a previous video that I did. These are some of my pyramids from my pyramid collection, and these are what I use as, I don't know what the right word would be, but let's say visualizers. I use them to help me visualize a word or a concept or a thought. And I've chosen this is new, this came today. I've chosen this to be my creativity visualizer, you know. I got a little heart there, that's so cute. I don't know if that was intentional, but the shit is shaped like a heart. I don't know, can you see it? Anyway, that's my creativity. It's full of color and joy and, you know, the good stuff. Having fun with our lives. And I am finally having fun with my life. I mean, it took me long enough. It took me long enough, but I'm ready. I'm ready to have fun with my life. I am ready to do crazy things like put butterfly tattoos on my hand. You know, I am ready to wear fun, colorful jewelry. I'm ready to, I'm touching the microphone. I'm ready to have some fun. I'm ready to have some fun. And I'm putting my videos out for anybody who wants to just watch me transition from a scared, although by the time I started to really lean into my YouTube videos, I wasn't that scared. But trust me when I tell you, I'm transitioning from a scared little caterpillar into a beautiful butterfly. And so many times I thought I had emerged the cocoon, only to realize that I was still in the damn cocoon. I hadn't actually broken free. I was like maybe making cracks or something in that cocoon. But I haven't broken free. And I'm not even sure if I've broken out of that cocoon as yet. Maybe I'm still making cracks. But I could see my wings starting to show. I feel like maybe I would have really broken out when I post and I don't hear that stupid voice saying, oh, this is not good enough, questioning it and doubting myself. When I get to the point when I don't even bother about that anymore, because I don't give a F. I don't care. When I get to that point, that's when I have emerged the butterfly. Okay, so like I said, this is a fun video, but I just letting you know. On this channel, I talk about a lot of things. It is about my perspective on life and politics and spirituality and navigating this timeline and the lessons I learn and the things that I discover and the things that I, collect, the little wisdom I collect, the little truths I collect, and, shaping my beliefs and perspective on life and just shaping my mind, my mindset, and my belief system, into whatever it's going to become. Whatever it's going to become for me to become my greatest self. So that's what my channel is all about. And I just want to say, I am, as I would say in a lot of my videos, I would say, especially the fun ones, I will say, guys, I am aware of what's what. I'm aware. I just check out Blue Sky. I just went on Blue Sky to see if there's anything that I would like to, that I missed, like any big thing that I might want to know or whatever, just to get an idea of what is going on. I know what is up, and I don't know how it's gonna go and how it's gonna turn out, because I do believe that it is in flux. I do believe that free will is in play. I believe that our free will is extremely free. Our free will is freer than it's ever been. You know, and the only people at this point in time now that doesn't have their free will are the ones that have already surrendered. Like literally, they've already surrendered their free will and their soul, and they are in it. They are all the way in on the fascism and the darkness and the hate and the resurgence of all the bad stuff, and that they're just all the way in on going back and doing the whole again thing. Their version of again is like all the worst elements of humanity. Let's go back to that. Let's go back to monarchy, and let's go back to oligarchies, and well, I don't know if go back to oligarchies, but let's lean into oligarchies, and let's let's just go back, all the way back. And I know about people getting erased from history, or the attempt at erasing them from history, from in the areas in which they control. They're trying to erase people's contributions. I know about all this stuff that are going on. I know what's going on, and I care, and I want what's best for us. I am hoping and believing and trusting and waiting for the golden age and the new earth, the new earth timeline, and the ascension timeline. I'm just using the language of the spirit, the spiritual people on the internet, which resonate with me, by the way. The golden age, all that stuff, I'm waiting on that. But I believe that it starts as soon as we decide to start. I've heard other intuitives, other mystics, other spiritual people say that, like, it begins once you decide that it begins. And I've decided my golden age has already begun. As you would have heard me say, if you may have heard me say this in previous videos, I believe I see myself as an anchor holding the light. I see myself as someone at the gateway with the lantern, holding the light and calling people to come this way. It's over here. But I've decided that my golden age has already begun, and I'm just waiting for the rest of the world to catch up. Now, here's the thing. That's just me. That's me, because that's how I feel. That's what I feel like I'm supposed to be doing. I am supposed to be at the gateway. But I am not saying that that's what everybody else is supposed to be doing. I am saying lean in to your inner self. Lean in to what your intuition and your soul and your body and your spirit is telling you, and what resonates and what you believe that you're supposed to be doing. I believe that I've been practicing to be in tune with myself for enough years to know without a doubt that I am where I'm supposed to be, doing what I'm supposed to be doing, leaning into the energy that I'm supposed to be leaning in, making sure that my family survives, but more than survives, thrive. And that's always been my wish. It's always been my wish that we do more. Than one of my favorite songs, just I started hearing it in my head, so I had to share. One of my favorite songs is from my favorite Christian songs. It's from Casting Crowns, Thrive. Casting Crowns, yeah. I love that song. Let's see if I can remember the words. I can't remember. Oh my God, but it's beautiful. Look it up. Oh gosh, I can't remember the words because I haven't listened to it in a while. But that song was a very, very big, significant song for me in a particular season in my life when we were going for something big. And I had said this in a video that I did before. And it's in a short as well when I talk about the home. We were going for a home, but we were a farm. But this farm was big. It was 16 acres of land, even though only 3 of the acres was like actual usable space, an actual cleared space. It was spacious. It was beautiful. At first, I thought it was like the best house ever, and then after a while, like eventually started to realize that the house wasn't working for us anymore. But the land was just gorgeous, and my favorite part was the pond that I could see outside my bedroom window. And it was a big, beautiful pond. And this farm had 2 ponds, and I could see both of them from my bedroom window. And I wanted to call it Faith Ponds Farm. And we were going for that. That was a big dream that I was reaching for. That was an impossible dream by the standards and the measurement of man, But I believed, I had so much faith. I had the mustard seed level faith. And I trusted and I believed that this was for us. And it took me a while to start to realize that it wasn't. Because it wasn't happening. I mean, we got to a certain point. And then we got stuck. And it was not happening. And it took me a while. It took me a lot of tears and a lot of pain. And, it took me a good while to start to realize and accept that it wasn't happening. But my whole point is that I believe, and I've always believed, and I always wanted that. I wanted to thrive, me, and my family to thrive. And to be honest, I wanted, stop. I want everybody to thrive. That's why I am holding the light for the New Earth vision, because I just think that that's a better quality of life for humanity. I was always trying to understand why we dying of cancer, why we dying young, why people committing suicide, why we got all this shit going on. What the hell? Why? It's been rough. It's been rough for the last, I don't even know how many years. I don't know if it's only when they started to pay attention or it really did just get horrible. But it got rough, and I'm just thinking that we could do better. We could do better. And I'm like, why can't we do better? Why can't we do better? So I would take all this bad stuff that we're going through now, if it leads us to the golden age, which I could see it in my head, because I feel like I'm at the gate. I feel like I'm at the gate of the golden age, And again, these are just words that I heard other people use. But I got vision. I got a vision. You could call it what you want, but I got a vision of it. I feel it and I believe it, and I'm holding the light for it, because what's the point? I mean, like, seriously, what's the point living this life in the way in which people want us to live it? And that's why I struggle so hard. I struggle so hard, like, trying to fit in, because I don't fit into this world. This world just didn't make sense to me. It was just, I didn't want to do the world of lack and the world of, you dream, like, there's only certain dreams that you could dream. And man, I was a big dreamer. I was a big dreamer and a big believer that anything that I wanted could happen and anything was possible. And, only trying to assimilate into adulthood. And by the way, I only feel like I started to assimilate into adulthood at age 40 or something. But only trying to assimilate into adulthood. I think this farm dream not working out kind of beat that thought process out of me. Between that and the fact that I also believed I had mustard seed faith when I was trying to pray my son into health, the one that I lost. And I lost him anyway. And I remember you know, asking the lady that came, the whatever she was, pastor, whatever she was, some spiritual person that came to help me through it. And I asked her, do you believe that if you have enough faith as a mustard seed that you could save his life? And she was really, really very not very believing in her response, you know. And I guess I couldn't really save his life by myself. Maybe if I did have other believers believing in miracles with me, then maybe we would have had enough power to do that. But maybe me alone trying to pray that miracle into happening by myself, maybe it just didn't work. So between losing my son at 5 days old and losing this dream, this farm dream, I kind of like started to keep my dreaming into a little bit more in check, you know. I dreamed smaller. I don't even know if that's it. I don't even think I dream any. I don't think that I have dreams anymore, you know, to a certain extent. Not detailed, specific dreams. I just dream of a beautiful life. Oh, 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 it's a beautiful life. Oh, oh, oh. I dream of being my best self. I dream of being healthy, you know. And I dream that I have the best home ever. And I've discovered that my home actually is my body. My body is a temple of, oh gosh, I'm tempted to finish that with a Bible verse. Your body is a temple of the Lord, you know. But my body is a temple of the Lord, I guess. But I honestly believe that what that means is it is the home of spirit, the divine, the higher power, which is everything. It's God, is the collective, it's the individual, it's the collective, it is us, it is me, it is everything. It's Mother Earth, it is everything. My body is the home of that. My body is the home of my life and my soul. And that's the home that I need to take the best care of. So I don't dream, I haven't really I don't think I've had external dreams in a long time. I think I still do have dreams, but they're not like, oh, this has to happen and it has to happen this way and it has to happen at this time. And they're not detailed dreams. They're just dreams that were always there, you know. Dreams that were always there. You know, they're in my core. They're probably shelved. And I'm trusting that whatever dreams are supposed to happen, they will happen in their own timing, in their own way. And what I need to do is to take care of my body, take care of the temple, the home of my soul and my life force. And in case you didn't see my previous video where I had shared these, I recorded it today, and it's probably going to come out first, but you know, I'm just going to put these out here anyway. In case you didn't see that video, look at this. This is a chakra. I don't know how well you can see it already, but inside there is a silhouette of a person in a yoga position with the chakras, which I just recently learned about, you know. And this is it. This is my body. This is my home that I'm talking about, you know, where I house these chakras, you know, my crown chakra, the knowing, the third eye chakra, you know, my intuition, the throat chakra, which I'm using right now. That I use a lot, you know. The heart chakra, that is where I believe that my home is. Home is where the heart is. That's in my soul. The solar plexus. You know, that's your what your energy, your doing, your strength. You know, the sacral chakra, where your passion is, your sensuality, your passion, the things that make you feel so pleasure and good. And the root chakra, you know, where you stay grounded. So I'm learning. And this here, which you would have seen a bunch of times if you watch my videos, this is the light, the pure light. As a light worker, my source of light, you know, what I represent, what I try to put out. Got here my favorite card. Maybe I will show you this less at some point, but I put it right here in front of me because this picture image, more than any other image, means a lot to me, especially now more than ever. But I don't want this video to go too long, so I hope that you enjoyed it. I totally enjoyed doing this video. I hope to do more of them. I hope to do more of all kinds of videos, and I hope that I find my audience, and I hope that I grow this YouTube channel, because I think it will be fun. It will be fun to put myself out there and put my discoveries out there and to share things with you, like you know, to just share things with you. I hope that you guys just have a wonderful day or afternoon or night or whenever you're watching this video, you know, and I will talk to you again soon, share more things, because I got a lot to talk about. So peace and blessings, and let's have a good March, the rest of our March, you know, if we can. And whatever you're doing, do it with joy. Even if you are protesting, protest with righteous anger. But man, like, lean into that light, because that, and don't give it to them, like I always say, and don't be afraid, you know, just hold that light, man. Hold the light. Thank you for watching. Peace and blessings, and a lot of joy to you.